Good evening. Sorry I kept you so long. Um, sorry about that. I didn't mean to delete your comment either, Tom. Didn't mean to delete that. I accidentally clicked on the button. But good evening to everybody waiting. Over 100 people waiting for me. Jesus Christ, you obviously don't like Love Island one bit, do you? Probably a little bit of you time away from the missus and that. But yeah, there's a story that's broken this evening about Saliba, that we can get him this season, this month, if we stump up another £9 million. Now, I don't really know where I sit with this, if I'm being completely honest. Good evening, VP. Thank you for that, my friend. I'm not too sure where I sit with this. Like, listen, this guy has come out of nowhere and is now one of our #1 targets for a transfer to Arsenal this summer. Nobody had a clue who the guy was 6 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, whatever it may be. And they're trying to demand 27 million quid for him, 24 million, depends what reports you read. And there's now reports coming out saying that we can get him this month if we stump up another £9 million. Now, when you look at the quality of centre-backs around, for the same sort of money, is this guy worth 30 odd million pounds to get him now? I'm not so sure he is. I don't know a great deal about him. I know Arsenal fans have turned into an encyclopedia on Saliba now. But let's be real here, right? This is an 18-year-old kid that's playing for St. Etienne. No other team other than Tottenham are apparently in for him. Man United were flirting with the idea. Man City was said to be linked. That's died a death. And it's apparently only us and Tottenham that are in for him. Now, if that is true, and it is only just us two that are in for him, then I don't think we should be going and spunking 30 odd million pound on this guy when there's other centre backs out there that are more experienced, that are better centre backs, that we know more about, that would be just as well equipped to deal with, Unai Emery's tactics and philosophy and to bed into a Premier League team. Why are we going to go and do all of this money on an 18-year-old that nobody heard of a month ago? I don't get it. I genuinely don't get it. Jahirul says Manolas 35 million. That would be my #1 choice, mate, and that would be the same sort of price as this kid. Yes, the kid's got youth on his side. He can go on and have 10, 12 years at Arsenal, or he could go on and be an absolute flop and we try and get rid of him in a year's time. Who knows? But the way I see it is 24 to 27 million pounds to get him next year after loaning him out, I think could be stupid. 30 odd million pounds, so another 9 million. So what, 32 excuse me, 32 to 36 million pounds to go and get him this summer for an 18-year-old that nobody had heard of a month ago, unless you watch French league football, which, let's be real, nobody watches because it is a dead league. You might get the highlights on BT Sport, or if you're bored on a Saturday, flick through BT and watch a game. But let's be real, nobody watches that league. So when there's other options out there, like Manolas, for the same sort of money to get him now, buyout clause of 35 million, 36 million. There's other centre-backs out there that could come in and do the same sort of job, because let's be real, he is a very good centre-back. Otherwise, we wouldn't be looking at him. Although we said that about Mustafi when he came in. World Cup winner, la-di-da-di-da, and now we're stuck with a guy. So it's always a risk when you go and try and buy somebody. I get that. But Chris Thomas says Lewis Dunk. There you go. Same sort of price bracket, Lewis Dunk. There you go. Proven quality in our league. Age is obviously not on his side, but he's not that old, and he could do a job for the next 4 or 5 years. This guy could come in and do a job and be an absolute flop for 30 odd million pounds, and then we're stuck with the kid. Or he could come in and be an absolute world beater and be worth 70 million quid by the end of the season. Hermoso says Ilias, that's another one. Again, probably around 20 odd million pounds. And is he any better or worse than this guy? Probably not. I don't know. I think that this is a little bit too out there. The fact that we're linked to him, and we have been linked to him. Ornstein's tweeted and said we are talking to him and talking to St. Etienne. There's reports going around that we've agreed a deal, but now we're trying to get him now rather than loan him. So I don't know. Listen, £30 million ain't a massive amount of money in today's market. But when there's reported links that we've only got 40 odd million quid to spend and we need to buy a winger, we need to buy a left back, we're linked with £1 billion worth of footballers and we've got £40 million. This just don't seem to add up. There's something not quite right with this, in my opinion. We've been linked with him for weeks. Tottenham are linked with him. Man United and Man City were linked with him and not anymore. And then there's the, oh, we're going to get him and loan him back out. Now this has come out. It just seems a little bit too wishy-washy and all over the place for me. And I just think that, you know, Eric Bailly, there's another one, says Yahirul. There you go, Eric Bailly, 30 odd million pounds. I'd take him over Saliba. Konate or Upacam, I can't pronounce his name, but yeah, I know what you mean, Isaac. Both of them, same sort of transfer fee and would do better. Let's be real. We don't know anything about this kid. Yes, he's played well for St. Etienne. The guy from Torino, Izzo, that's another one, cheaper than this guy. So I don't know. I'm not 100% convinced that we are in for this guy. I know all the reports are suggesting we are, but it just seems something's not quite right with this. And something, Jonathan Tarr, there's another one, says Reese. There's just something not quite right with this guy. And with the reports that are coming out, every day there's something different coming out about this guy. Whereas with Kieran Tierney, it's been one-way traffic. We want him, they want X amount, we've bid X amount, we need to get up a little bit higher, they'll accept it, blah, 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 blah. With this, every single day there's a different source or a different outlet coming out with something, adding something completely different to it, which makes it even more impossible for us to get him. So I don't know. I just think that there's something not quite right with it. Brandon says they're pretending they want him loaned back to try and get another 10 million. Well, yeah, possibly, mate. Is this 18-year-old boy worth 30 odd million pounds when nobody heard of him a month ago? Who knows? I would say no. I would go with the no. I would go with somebody a bit more proven. Somebody that's proven that they can compete at a high level. Let's be real, French football is not a high level of football. There's one team in France that dominate, and that's PSG. The rest of the teams all battle it out, but they're not that great. Let's be real, Lyon ain't great, St. Etienne ain't great, Monaco, well, they got decimated last summer, didn't they? But, you know, I just look at it and I just think that there's something a bit iffy with this deal, and I'm not convinced we're going to sign him. Yesterday, I thought it was going to happen, but now this has come out. It's made me have that little seed of doubt in my head going, hang on a minute, they're trying to get another 9 million to get him now. Well, he's got a market value. His market value is 4 million pound, whatever it may be. His market value as an 18-year-old with next to no experience is not 30 odd million pounds. Yes, he's got age on his side and blah, 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 and his levels could go up, but his levels could drop as well, and his levels could be absolutely crap for the Premier League. We do not need a work in progress. We need somebody that can come in and solidify that defence and make that defence a hell of a lot better than it has been. Chig reckons the deal is done, the rest is noise. Go subscribe to Guna Eagle Eye, he's my pal. Get him up to 5k. You've got a point. You've got a point there, Chig. But I'll be honest with you, I'm not too sure, mate. I don't know. Like yesterday, I was thinking maybe it was done. Maybe it's on the verge of being done. But I don't know. I just think for the sort of money that they're talking and whether we're going to loan him back or not, it's a big risk to spend that sort of money on somebody who's proven he can do it in a shit league. I know there's obviously exceptions to the rule. Mahrez, Kante, Hazard, players like that have come from that league to the Premier League and stepped up extra levels. But I don't know. It's a big risk to buy an 18-year-old kid for that much money when he ain't really done it in a good league. So I don't know. That's my 10 minutes worth of thoughts and opinions on it. Let's read some of your comments and questions. 40 million budget. We'll see what the budget is. The funny thing is, right, with this 40 million pound budget, right, we're linked to about 500 to £1 billion worth of players since the start of this transfer window, right? And we've signed nobody so far. But you've got Ornstein coming out saying we're linked to 50 million quid's worth of players in Tierney and Saliba. So what is it? Is it 40 million, 50 million, 100 million? Nobody knows. We will find out at the end of the transfer window. Freddie says, good evening to you, brother. We can't be buying man and then be loaning them back out with the big budgets. Makes no sense. Exactly. You're going to spend out 25, 30 million pounds on a player and then loan him back. That makes no sense whatsoever. I want a player for that sort of money that's going to start every fucking week. So I don't know. I don't know. We shall see. Did you see Torreira's best friend says the rumours are made up, says Brandon. Yes, I did. I did see that, mate. And that's good news as well. Listen, he was a good player for us last season. So I'd rather, Pretish Gupta says, wouldn't you rather have Izzo than Saliba? Yes, I would. I think Izzo's a better player. I don't know a massive amount about him either, but what I do know about him is that he's 27 years old and he was one of the best centre-backs in Serie A. Outside of the top club, he was probably the best centre-back last season and helped guide Torino to a 7th place finish, which is remarkable. So for me, I'd take him in a heartbeat. The guy's got the build, he's got the physicality, he's always on the front foot, he's always trying to nick the ball, he can hold a man off, he's quick, he's very good aerially. I think that's a no-brainer. Go and sign him instead of this 18-year-old for the same dough. Makes no sense to buy this kid. Thoughts on Ndombele to Spurs, says Pro Gamer. That came out on Sky Sports, mate, and Sky Sports sources are Twitter. So we shall see what happens. Listen, if they sign him, he's a good player. He's a very good player. Can he cut it in the Premier League? Remains to be seen. We all remember when Bakayoko went to Chelsea for big dough and everyone was raving because he'd had a great season at Monaco. And he went there and absolutely fucking flopped to the point they've loaned him to, was it Milan? So yeah, he's actually still a Chelsea player, but he's a Chelsea player they now can't get rid of right now because no fucker wants him. Whereas a year ago, or 18 months, whenever it was they signed him, he was the £40 million footballer. So big price tag comes with big pressure. And let's be real, he is a very good footballer, but this Premier League is unforgiving. Izzo is the best centre-back in Italy outside of Koulibaly. Well, there you go. Manolas, I don't know, man. Manolas is better than him, I think, Chig. Mate, he's having his medical. Well, good luck to him. Listen, good luck to him. I hope he has no luck whatsoever after passing his medical. £65 million. Listen, at the end of the day, right, everyone can sit and cry about Tottenham right now and about their spending this and United are spending that. Man United earn about £300 million a year more than Arsenal earn. So they can go and afford to spend £50 million on Wan-Bissaka. So yeah, there you go. Tottenham have spent no money for 3 seasons in terms of transfer fees. They've kept their squad together. Eriksen's probably going. He's probably going to end up at Real Madrid. So the money they'll get for Eriksen will probably cover the Ndombele fee anyway. So I don't know. Listen, Man City, if they wanted him, they'd go and get him. They obviously didn't want him. Same with Man United. If Man United wanted him, he'd probably go to Man United. They're a bigger football club. They can pay more money. They just can't offer Champions League football right now. What do you think of Wan-Bissaka, says Saif Kadir? Very good right back, mate. I don't think he's good as Trent Alexander-Arnold offensively. Defensively, I think he's probably the best the best right back in the league defensively. Offensively, I don't think he's that great. I think Bellerin's better than him going forward. And if you look at the stats, that backs it up. If you like looking at stats and stuff like that, then the stats back it up. But Bellerin played, I think, half of the amount of games to him this season and got nearly double the assists. So offensively, he's not fantastic. Defensively, I think he's the best in the league in that position. So they've got themselves a very, very good player for about £45 million. So listen, £45 million to Man United is fucking peanuts. Like I said, their income's about 500-600 million a year. So it's next to nothing, really, is it? Will this Saliba sign or is it bullshit? Evening, Sam. Hope you're well, mate. I don't know. I'm starting to believe it's fucking bullshit, if I'm being honest with you. Apparently, Man United have only got £100 million to spend. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. Listen, Man United are linked to fucking everyone like we are. They're linked to 60, 70, 80 million pound footballers, while we're linked to 40 million, 30 million pound players, 20 million pound players. So all this budget available and this and that, it all depends on transfers out. It always does. The fact that so many Arsenal fans have become accountants in the last 5 weeks is probably down to the fact that we fucking capitulated back into last season. So, you know, everyone's starting to get the ag and starting to get the ump because we ain't spent any money and this and that, and our budget's only this. Man United are going through the same. Man United fans are trying to get their owners out. They're protesting. But at the same time, you know, if Man United and Arsenal go out and sign 4 or 5 players each this summer and rectify issues in the squad that need rectifying, all of this hype online will pretty quickly stop. And if we end up getting in the top 4 next season, nobody's going to be moaning, are they? Let's be real. You know, the kit's come out on Monday, and as much as people want to sit and cry for the owner to go and this and that, everyone's going to go and buy the kit. Everyone's renewing their season tickets. Everyone's still going to turn up to games because, you know what? Regardless of who the owner of the club is and regardless of who the manager of the club is, people still want to see their team play and still want to, you know, try and have some sort of positivity around their football club. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm not an accountant at Arsenal. I'm not privy to any information of their accounts unless I look online and look at their annual accounts that they put out every year. But the one thing I will say is that Man United and Arsenal are pretty much in the same boat right now, where both of our owners don't really give a toss. Both of us have got relatively small budgets in terms of the size of the clubs that we are. And both of us need to get rid of a fuckload of dross out of the club. Now, at the end of this transfer window, if we've still got some of the shit at this club, I can accept that if we have gone and got some absolute quality in positions we need to get quality in. We need a left back. We need a centre back, maybe 2 centre backs, and we definitely need a winger. Not convinced we need a central midfielder. I think Joe Willock can step up. I think Smith Rowe can step up. I think Maitland-Niles should play as a midfielder rather than a right back. But, you know, at the end of this transfer window, if we've only gone out there and signed Kieran Tierney and Saliba, I'm not going to be happy. Do you know what I mean? So I'm just going to wait and see and hold fire until the end of this transfer window. Hopefully Solskjaer can relegate Man United, says Rabba. Cheers for your donation, mate. You need a beer. Do you know what? I haven't had a beer today. I haven't had a beer yesterday. So yeah, man, I'm actually chilling the last couple of days. How about Bilic? I get asked this every day about Bilic, Carol. Yeah, I don't rate him, but if he comes in and does a job for us next season and he elevates us into that Champions League position and he's a part of that squad that does that and he plays a considerable amount of games and helps us do that, then cool, I'm all for it. But we shall see. We shall see what happens. You know, at the end of the day, the transfer window shuts on the 8th of August. We ain't even on the 8th of July yet. There's still over a month to go with the transfer window. Not many clubs have signed anybody yet, but Arsenal and Man United fans are in meltdown right now. So, you know, Man United fans have maybe cooled off a little bit now. Wan-Bissaka's being announced, and that's all but done. It just needs to be unveiled. So their fans are maybe a little bit more chilled. But we need to go and sign a player. We need to sign more than one player. We need to sign quite a few players. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, we go and get a couple of players in and that'll calm everybody down a little bit because, you know, Arsenal fans are very reactionary. You know, a footballer has one good pass in a game and he's the best fucking player since sliced bread. A footballer does some little bit of skill in an Emirates Cup game and he's fucking world beater. So that's what we do as fans. You know, we always try and look for a positive in that. Yeah. So I'm trying to look for a positive. I'm trying to look for the fact that, you know, the transfer window ain't shut yet. So why am I going to have a meltdown until it's shut? Let's see where we're at when it's shut. And if we've only signed Saliba and Tierney, then yeah, we needed to sort out the defence, but that still ain't enough. We still need a winger. So I don't know. We shall see what happens. Let's read some more of these out. Swap Ozil for Rakitic, says Malcolm Sant. I don't think Barcelona would go for that, if I'm being completely honest, mate. What do you you think about the rumours of Keita Balde? Says George Rocker. I haven't seen them, mate. I'll have a look when I get off of here. But he's not a bad player. But again, he's another one that's overhyped. There's so many overhyped players in Europe. You know, it's fashionable to hype up certain players. You know, Marco Reus was one of them players, massively overhyped, man. Never really got the hype around Marco Reus. Mario Götze was another one. Never got it. I don't get it. You know, there's so many players in and around Europe that are massively overhyped off of the back of achieving next to fuck all in their career. But because they play for a hipster team, you know, it's kind of cool to back them. And that weren't having a dig at you, by the way, bruv. I was just saying, Draxler, fucking, I'm surprised we ain't been linked with him yet, Gary. Every transfer window we get linked with Julian fucking Draxler. Royce is a baller. Royce is a good player, but he ain't the level people think he is. World Cup winners, says Harris King. Mate, Mustafi is a World Cup winner. Is he a baller? Kleberson won a World Cup. Is he a baller? Maradona never won a World Cup. Not Maradona. Messi and Ronaldo have never won a World Cup. Does that mean they're shit? You know, you can't base people's footballing ability on the trophies they win. You know, Johnny Evans has fucking won multiple fucking Premier Leagues. He's won a Champions League. You know, you can't base a footballer's footballing ability on the trophies they win. That's just how I look at it. Beans. Beans. Jesus Christ, that geezer. Giroud won a World Cup. Is he a baller? Do you know what? He was a little bit underappreciated in the end. But he wasn't good enough to win us a title. But yeah, Ronaldo has won everything else. He has won everything else. He was even the manager that won the Euros, mate. Stand on the touchline barking orders. Again, another fucking Koscielny fuck up in that final for their goal. Giroud was class for us, apart from when he went 6 months without scoring a goal. But he was a little bit underappreciated. For the money we spent on him, he sort of outshone the transfer fee, didn't he? How about Pavard, the French player? Thanks for your donations, Sergio. Thank you. Not sure about Pavard, you know. Not sure. I'm not sure, mate. He's all right, but I think there's better out there we can get. I do love how Tottenham fans are so like moody and like proper, like think they're the best thing in the world when they've won fuck all. Literally, mate, you've never seen your team win a Premier League. I've seen my team win 5 league titles. So let's not talk about levels, yeah? Reece needs to start, says Jay. Yeah, I agree. I'd start him. I'd start him every week, mate. I think he's quality. I think he's exactly what we need. Somebody who's a bit of fresh air that can come into the team. He's raw. Nobody knows about him in terms of what he's capable of because they haven't faced up against him. And I think it's the element of surprise. You know, that guy could turn out to save us 30, 40 million pounds on a winger. I'd play him. I'd play him all day long. Declan Rice from West Ham. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too expensive. That's another one that's overrated. He's a good player, but he ain't 60 million pounds worth of good player. I wouldn't take Zaha to anybody asking me. I don't want him. For the sort of money they're asking for him, we're talking like 80 million pounds. Are they mad? That's pretty much what Ronaldo went to Juve for. Like, come on, man, he ain't worth that. He's scored 30 odd goals in 177 Premier League games, and people are going on like he's a prime fucking Messi. Would you sign Alves on a free to cover Bellerin? No, I wouldn't. Match of the day free, I wouldn't. Raid Leverkusen says Reece Harvey. They've got some good players, man. They've got that Kai Havertz. He's a baller, mate. Absolute baller. Why do you think nobody's trying to sign Manolas? I think Napoli are, mate. I think Napoli are trying to sign him. Thank you to over 615 people watching live right now. Not even 100 likes on the video, so please put a like on the video. Get it out there, get it noticed, and help build the channel. Nearly on 20,000 subscribers, about 1,200 away from that now. So thank you very much to everyone who has taken part and subscribed and liked and shared my content around. I really appreciate it. Tottenham fans think they're close to big things. Says just like Will, mate. Tottenham fans need to get close to a trophy, let alone trying to think they're big. Because no matter how shit we've been, we're still better than them in trophy haul in the last 10 years. In fact, ever. I love your videos. Thanks for that, The Magician. Appreciate that, mate. How many Spurs fans who have seen their side win the league can remember when Churchill and Macmillan were the prime ministers? Have you ever met a Spurs fan that's actually witnessed them win the league? Have you ever met one? What do you think about Glazers out trending worldwide, even after spending 50 million on Wan-Bissaka? This shows their fans are angry and are not going to be easily pleased, mate. They can scream and cry as much as they want. The Glazers were there when they won the Champions League, mate. So, you know, they can all moan and cry as much as they want about the Glazers. They've just gone and done £45 million on a right back when they've already got a right back that they signed last summer in Darmian. Or was it Darmian they signed last summer? They got a right back they bought last summer. I think it was Darmian. But they've gone out and done £45 million on probably the best, or one of the best, is probably top 3 right backs in the league. And they want to moan. So listen, let them moan. They're used to having Fergie win them everything. It's a massive fall from grace for them. So, you know, they had the monopoly on every single player in the Premier League for years, mate. If they wanted a player, they could go out there and go, right, we want the best player in the Premier League that don't play for United. Bang, there's a massive fee for him. They can't do that anymore. The noisy neighbours have rocked up. Chelsea have rocked up. Everyone else is catching up. So, you know, it's a massive fall from grace. When you've dominated for so long and then you're not dominating anymore and you're not even able to go and pluck the best players in the league anymore, then obviously they're going to have the whether they think the Glazers are any good or not, I don't know. I don't really care, to be honest with you. But one thing I will say is the Glazers ain't going anywhere anytime soon. And if they do, that club's in about fucking £700 billion worth of debt. So it's all well and good trying to get the Glazers out. I don't know enough about it to really form a massive opinion on it. But what I do know is that club's in massive debt, and I'm pretty sure it's stacked against the club. So anybody who comes in to buy the Glazers out has got to buy that debt. So that ain't happening anytime soon. You need some spam block software. Yeah, I probably do, mate. There's loads of these little porn spammers in my chat every night, man. Stapes TV, got a late notification. Can I have a quick recap? Of course you can, mate. Basically, William Saliba, reports going around France right now, is that we can have him this month or this transfer window if we pay an extra £9 million. If not, we loan him to them. So that's the short and curlies of it, mate. What if we actually sign nobody, says Bertrand. I think we will sign players, mate. Gonzalo Guedes from Valencia, says Michael. He's a good player, he is. He played pretty shit against us in the second leg. First leg, I thought he done pretty well. But yeah, he's not a bad player. Not a bad player, mate. What 3 realistic players would you get, says Derek. I'd get Tierney, I'd get Manolas, and I'd get Fraser. Them 3 improve us massively, and it'd cost, what, 70 million quid. Manolas is the second Mustafi, trust me. Have fun in the Europa League. Oh, look, a Chelsea fan who started supporting them 4 years ago. Probably never been to Stamford Bridge. I've probably been more than him. But good luck searching for a new manager, mate, and a new replacement for Hazard. I think you're going to need a bit of luck with that one. Alex Gomez, thank you for your donation, my friend. You sound Cockney, mate, are you? I'm not, but my family are. So technically I am, but no, mate, if you actually hear a proper Cockney, I don't sound anything like them. But my family are all from London, mate, but I wasn't born in London. I don't live in London. So all right, let's do 5 more minutes worth of questions and then get myself out of here. Why don't you support MK Dons? Because I lived here before that stadium was built, mate, and before they moved here. And I supported Arsenal from about 6 years old. So MK Dons was actually Wimbledon back then, which is in southwest London. We're in the exact same mess, you and us, brackets United, American owners who don't give a shit. But I like your channel. Please switch clubs, mate. No chance am I switching clubs. But thanks for your kind words, mate. And listen, at the end of the day, an owner is an owner. You know, you just you know, I'm just an Arsenal supporter. When I started supporting this club, I didn't give a fuck who owned it. So I started supporting this club because I found somewhere I was happy and somewhere I felt I belonged, and like it was Arsenal. Do you know what I'm saying? So, you know, this season I'm looking forward to this season coming. I'm enjoying my time off of going to games. I'm enjoying, you know, doing all these streams with you guys and getting interacting with you lot. And I'm looking forward to the new kit coming out, and I'm looking forward to, you know, hopefully a few players coming in so that we can all be a little bit happier going to games next season and hopefully see an improvement in the team. So, you know, all the rest of it is just minor bullshit for now, isn't it? At the end of the day, it's summer. I'm trying to look forward to mine. Can you say hello to my girlfriend? It's her birthday today, Julia Ann. There you go. Happy birthday to her, mate. Barcelona fan Kool-Aid Luke says, we've got a president who is clueless. There you go. Biggest club in the world, or one of the biggest clubs, and their fans ain't happy either. The life of a modern day football fan, eh? Nobody's ever happy. It's mad. Hi Lee, I am American. Sorry about Stan, but I promise not all Americans are that cheap. Nice one for your donation, Sergio. And I know, man, listen, it's a game of football, man. Sometimes we like to delve ourselves into every in and out of the club. At the end of the day, I'm sure the club are going out there trying to buy players. Whether they get them or not, it's a different story. But I'd like to think that we're going out there actively trying to sign players. And all of the reports that are coming out right now suggest that is the case. So let's see where we're at when we get them and see who we get and where the teams directly around us and who they're getting. And hopefully go into the season full of confidence. God, some of these comments are hilarious. I wish I had the time, right, as a hater, like a Chelsea fan, like chatting absolute crap about his stadium in the comments. It's like, mate, if I had the time to go and watch somebody else's content and leave comment after comment in the hope I got spotted, it's like, fucking hell, bruv. Jesus Christ, mate. I remember Chelsea when they had cars parked outside their fucking ground around the back of the goal. Yeah. And I probably know more about Chelsea than most Chelsea fans. You know, most Chelsea fans don't even know that the Chelsea pitch owners own the pitch. So if they sold the stadium, they can't sell the fucking pitch. The pitch stays where it is. You know, most Chelsea fans don't know who scored their first ever goal or why they play in blue. You know, it does make me laugh when Chelsea fans start piping up because they jumped on a bandwagon when Abramovich rocked up and they think they're the best team in the world. When the reality is they know fuck all about their club's history and probably couldn't even name you their fucking last 10 managers because they've had that many. And the funny thing is, I used to work with a Chelsea fan. I worked with him for 15 years and he goes home and away, proper old school Chelsea fan. Yeah, he goes all over the world watching Chelsea. Right, so I know absolutely every fucking in and out about Chelsea Football Club because I heard it from him day in, day out. So yeah, it does make me laugh when a Chelsea fan does start piping up because I can fucking reel off some shit about their club that they wouldn't even have a clue fucking existed. Good place to eat or drink at the Emirates on a match day, says Dan Morris. Thanks for your donation, Dan. There's a cafe opposite called the Little Wonder Cafe, mate. That's beautiful in there, man. Really nice little cafe. The Tollington pub for a pint, the 12 Pins for a pint. So yeah, any of them, mate, any of them. There used to be a really nice Caribbean like takeaway place outside the stadium, but I think they've shut that down for, going into the new season now, which is a shame because it was really nice, cheap as well. If you walk past the Little Wonder Cafe as well, there's a little Caribbean food place on the right. I can't remember the name of it, but that's not bad in there either. Are you going to Newcastle? No, that's it. Mr. Chuck's. That's it. South London's finest bee. Mr. Chuck's. That place is nice, man. Proper nice food. It's all cooked up fresh as well. Proper decent. The Arsenal Fish Bar, says Loki 73. Yeah, there's a lot of places, man. There's loads of food and drink places around the stadium. To be honest with you, the food in the grounds, bleh. Unless you go up in box level, then it's nice food up there. But yeah, the food on the concourse ain't all that, in my opinion. And it's well overpriced. And the beer's not all that either in the ground. Nice yard food. Yeah, it was, man. It is nice food in there, isn't it? Proper nice food. Are you going to Newcastle? I'm not going to Newcastle. I won't be doing any away games next season because it ruins my whole weekend. I have to go to bed early if we're on an early Sunday or if we're on a 2 o'clock, 4 o'clock away on a Sunday, miles away. I have to leave at stupid o'clock to get there and now get back at stupid o'clock. So I'm not doing any aways next season. I'll just do the home games. Just remind Chelsea fans about John Terry 08 Champions League final screw up. That'll shut them up. That's true, man. Mate, listen, seriously. Dark Zero says, Ornstein, BBC Radio 5 Live. Emery has had enough of Mustafi despite trying to back him previously. Selling him will prove difficult. It is imagined as we have tried to sell him to on numerous occasions before. Is that true? Is that true? He actually said that. Ivory Corner as well. That's a good place to get a nice pie. I'll tell you that. So close to getting a replacement for Tierney, says Herb. Yeah, I said that yesterday, man. There was an Iranian, can't remember his name now, Mohammadi, I think it is. I can't remember his first name. Milad Mohammadi, there we go. He did the roly-poly throwing in the World Cup last year. They're close to signing him on a free transfer, but is Aguirre, their other left back, he's leaving on a free, so it could be his replacement. Although I don't see an Iranian international coming and playing second fiddle, so I don't know. Right, I'm going to do a couple more of these and I'm getting out of here. Thank you to over 500 people still watching live. Put a like on the video, please, and subscribe if you are new. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe to the channel. Saliba 37 million. Mate, he ain't worth 37 million. He ain't worth that. Great content. Thank you very much, my friend. Appreciate that. Why don't we attempt to get Felipe Anderson, says Lex Lufa. That'd be a good signing. I rate him. I rate him more than I rate Zaha, mate. So yeah, that would be a good signing. Liverpool selling Mignolet for 8 million. We sold Ospina for 3. There you go. He's probably got longer on his contract. If he hasn't, then there's a fucking steward's inquiry on that one, isn't there? We should sign Martial. I agree with that as well. He's a good player. And I think he's got the ability to be a world beater. But unfortunately, he hasn't proved, well, not unfortunately, it is fortunately for us, he hasn't proved that yet. Loki73 says VAR will kill Zaha. You're a poet and you didn't know it, brother. But yeah, I think it'll kill a few players, mate. Heung-min Son, Dele Alli, Harry Kane. Just name a Tottenham player. Just insert Tottenham player's name. It'll kill all of them off. It'll kill Zaha off. There's a lot of divers in this league, and it is going to kill off a lot of them next season. Mo Salah, there's another one. Right, I think I'm going to wrap this up. Thank you very much to everybody who was watching. I really appreciate it. And oh, wrong one. I nearly blocked the wrong person then. Jesus Christ, I'm having a mare. There we go. Hi, Juicer. Yeah, so thank you very much. Please put a like on the video. Nearly 200 likes on that. Get it over 200 people. I'll be back at 7 o'clock in the morning with the daily transfer update. Hopefully, we'll have some good news tomorrow, and hopefully we would have signed a player tomorrow. So yeah, we shall see. But until tomorrow, I'm out of here. Thanks to everyone who's watched, donated, subscribed, liked, shared the content. Appreciate it. Laters, peeps.